Level 1. Peasant. You are starving, broke, and desperate enough to accept 10 silver coins to investigate screams coming from the eastern ruins. Your weapon is a kitchen knife, which immediately feels like a terrible decision. The villagers refuse to look at you as you leave town. You understand why 20 minutes later. The forest is filled with statues. Not carved statues, people. A soldier frozen mid-scream. A merchant reaching for the road back home. Something hisses in the darkness ahead. Then you see glowing eyes. Beautiful eyes. Stone instantly crawls across your body. You looked up too soon. Level 2. Town Guard. 3 villagers disappeared last week. Now the captain sends you, because apparently bronze armor and blind confidence qualify as monster protection. You carry a spear and a polished shield into the ruins. This time you know the rules. Never look directly at Medusa. Easy advice until something starts crawling across the ceiling above you. The temple is quieter than expected. No wind, no insects. Only statues. Hundreds now. You use your shield reflection to navigate deeper into the ruins. Then you hear crying. A child begging for help. You follow the voice into a narrow chamber. The crying stops instantly. Silence. Then claws scrape across stone behind you. You raise your shield just in time. Medusa crashes into you with terrifying force. Her serpents hiss inches from your face. You stab wildly with the spear. One serpent falls writhing to the ground. Medusa screams. The chamber shakes violently. Then the statues around you begin cracking open. Something inside them is still alive. Level 3. Grave Robbers. You are not a hero. You and 3 other thieves came for treasure. Because rumors say fallen warriors carried gold into Medusa's temple before turning to stone. Technically true. Unfortunately, nobody mentioned the statue's whisper. Your group enters the ruins carrying lanterns, axes, and enough arrogance to start a small war. One robber immediately starts stealing rings off petrified corpses. Another attempts to pry gemstones from a statue's eyes. This turns out to be an incredible mistake. The statue suddenly moves. Just slightly. Its mouth cracks open. You should leave. Nobody leaves. Then the lantern flames go out. Darkness swallows the corridor. Something slithers nearby. One robber disappears screaming. Another accidentally looks toward glowing eyes in the dark. Stone consumes him instantly. You run deeper into the ruins, searching for an exit. Instead, you find a massive chamber filled with treasure, and in the center, a throne made entirely of petrified bodies. Medusa watches silently from above, not angry, amused. You finally understand the truth. The treasure was bait. Level 4. Mercenary. Athens finally offers real money for Medusa's head. You are a mercenary hunter hired alongside 6 hardened killers, professional soldiers, monster slayers, men who survived wars. The ruins are changing now. The statues no longer stand still. Some twitch. Others move their eyes. One reaches toward you as you pass. The man beside you vomits immediately. Reasonable reaction. You descend deeper, carrying twin swords and a mirrored visor crafted by temple smiths. Unlike previous hunters, you actually wound Medusa. Your blade slices across her shoulder during an ambush in the dark. Black blood spills onto the stone floor. For the first time, she looks surprised, then angry. Rah! The chamber erupts into chaos. Medusa moves impossibly fast now, more serpent than woman. She tears through your remaining mercenaries one by one. A spear shatters, a visor cracks. Stone spreads across screaming faces. You barely escape into the lower ruins beneath the temple. And there, you discover something worse than Medusa. A massive sealed gate covered in ancient Greek warnings. Something pounds slowly from the other side. Even Medusa refuses to enter that chamber. Level 5. Elite Knights. Athens finally stops treating Medusa like a monster hunt. Now, it is war. You command 12 elite knights personally chosen by the king. Heavy shields, blessed steel, archers armed with fire arrows. For the first time, humanity arrives prepared. The battle begins before you even reach the temple. Petrified soldiers hidden throughout the forest suddenly crack open like eggs. Twisted stone creatures attack from every direction. Your men form defensive lines immediately, disciplined, trained, still terrified. The knights push toward the ruins while archers fire volleys into the darkness. Then, Medusa appears atop the temple walls, watching, studying, waiting. She does not attack immediately. Instead, she lets the ruins kill your men first. Falling pillars crush soldiers. Hidden tunnels separate formations. Something beneath the temple loud enough to shake the earth itself. Then, Medusa strikes. Fast, brutal. Absolute chaos follows. One knight looks directly at her reflection in another soldier's shield. Stone instantly consumes him. Another gets dragged into darkness. You fight through collapsing corridors and shattered formations, trying to reach the lower chamber. Finally, you find the sealed gate beneath the ruins. Broken. Something enormous recently forced its claws through from the inside. Medusa stands between the gate and your surviving knights. Not protecting herself, protecting the world above. Level 6. Temple Priests. The priests of Athena believe Medusa can still be purified. You are part of a sacred expedition sent beneath the ruins, carrying relics blessed by the gods themselves. No soldiers, no hunters, only priests and prayers, which somehow feels less safe. You descend into the temple, carrying mirrored staffs and sacred fire. The lower ruins are almost entirely abandoned now. Even Medusa seems exhausted, wounded. Her serpents move slower. The curse consuming the ruins spreads further every day. Petrified victims line the walls like frozen worshippers. Some still whisper prayers through cracked stone mouths. Deep beneath the temple, you finally encounter Medusa face to face. She does not attack. Instead, she speaks. You should not be here. Her voice sounds tired, ancient, human. The eldest priest attempts a purification ritual. Golden light fills the chamber. For one beautiful moment, the serpents disappear. Medusa almost looks normal again. Then, something beneath the ruins screams. The ritual instantly shatters. Darkness floods the chamber. The ground trembles violently. You finally learn the truth. The gods cursed Medusa for a reason. She is not merely a monster. She is a prison. And whatever sleeps beneath the temple is beginning to wake. Level 7. Royal Champion. You are the strongest warrior Athens has left. A royal champion wearing armor forged from celestial bronze. Your shield bears the blessing of Athena. Your sword once belonged to a king, which means your death becomes extremely expensive. You descend alone into the ruins. The statues no longer resemble people entirely. The curse has twisted them into something worse. Living stone creatures crawl across the walls like insects. The lower chambers pulse like a heartbeat. Something ancient is moving below. Then, Medusa appears from the darkness, not attacking, watching you carefully. You are too late, she whispers. The battle that follows becomes legend. You fight through collapsing pillars while Medusa strikes from shadows and reflections. Your shield cracks. Your armor shatters. Still, you push her backward, toward the abyss beneath the temple. Then, the ground breaks apart entirely. A colossal eye opens below the ruins, larger than a ship, ancient beyond comprehension. Even Medusa looks terrified. And for the first time, she retreats. Level 8. Oracle Seekers. You are not warriors. You are scholars, prophets, and servants of Apollo, sent to understand the prophecy spreading across Greece. The snake-haired guardian shall fall when the mirrored hero arrives. The kingdoms believe this prophecy speaks of salvation. After seeing the ruins yourself, you are less optimistic. Your group enters the abandoned temple carrying sacred scrolls and mirrored relics. The lower chambers are almost entirely consumed by darkness now. The abyss beneath the temple breathes like a living creature. Something enormous shifts below. Then you discover ancient carvings hidden beneath collapsed stone. Not warnings, instructions. A hero carrying winged sandals, a mirrored shield, a divine blade. The prophecy has a name: Perseus. Before your group can escape, Medusa appears once more, but she does not attack immediately. She looks desperate. "Tell him not to come here," she says quietly. Then the abyss erupts. Massive claws burst through the lower chamber walls. Stone spreads across the monsters climbing from below as Medusa desperately fights them back alone. You flee the ruins, carrying the prophecy to Athens. Behind you, the entire temple shakes like the world itself is trying to wake up. Level 10. Perseus. The prophecy reaches you at dawn. By sunset, Athena herself arms you for the journey. Winged sandals, a mirrored shield, the curved blade known as harp. Unlike the others, you do not enter the ruins seeking glory. You enter knowing this is destiny. The Eastern Temple is collapsing when you arrive. Entire mountains tremble around it. Inside, the final battle has already begun. Stone creatures crawl from the abyss endlessly, while Medusa fights alone against impossible numbers. She notices you immediately, and for the first time, she looks relieved. You understand the truth instantly. She was never the villain. She was the final seal. The abyss beneath the ruins finally reveals itself completely. A titan older than Olympus rises from the darkness below. The temple collapses around you as the titan climbs toward the surface world. You and Medusa fight side by side against the horror beneath Greece. Your mirrored shield protects you from her curse, while Harp tears through abyss creatures surrounding the chamber. Then Medusa makes her final choice. She unleashes the full power of her curse directly onto the titan itself. Stone spreads rapidly across the creature's body. The titan screams loud enough to shake oceans. But the curse spreads back into Medusa as well. She begins turning to stone, slowly, painfully. You realize there is only one way to complete the seal. With tears in your eyes, you raise Harp. Medusa closes her eyes and nods. One strike. Silence. The titan freezes forever beneath the ruins. The world survives, but centuries later, Greece remembers only part of the story. They celebrate Perseus as the hero who slew Medusa. Statues rise across kingdoms in your honor. Yet deep beneath the eastern ruins, the real story remains buried forever. A monster who died protecting humanity, and the hero forced to kill the only thing standing between mankind and the end of the world. So, which creature should humanity try surviving next? The Minotaur? The Hydra? Or something even older, waiting beneath mythology itself?